Well, what do you think? You want to take a walk with me again tonight? Tell you a quick story before you go to bed. Maybe if we're lucky, if the light holds out, maybe I'll tell you a couple stories. I don't know. Anyway, I went, that's the problem with Asperger's, I went to one location and it was full of people. That wasn't good. And so I'm a creature of habit, so I actually had to go out of my way and drive back to the exact same place I filled my first thing. And unfortunately, I'm probably going to get in a groove here and I'm going to come to the exact same spot. Anyway, let me tell you a story. It's going to be tough on lighting and stuff because the sun's going down and everything, but the year was 1997, and it was a time that I was at the top of my game. Top of my game, I felt anyway. Maybe everyone else didn't think I was at the top of my game, but it was at the peak of my career. I felt I had finally started doing something with my life. I taught computers by day for CEI, Computer Education Institute in Chesterton, Indiana. I computerized small businesses locally. One in particular, I won't say the name, but I think I did the most outstanding job ever, but that comes into the story itself, so I'll leave it for that. And let's see. I was mad at the church at the time, which usually you'll see a theme throughout my life about that. So I didn't live my life probably the best way. And some of the things I'm kind of ashamed of. Like, for instance, during that time, not only was I aerobic instructor, but I also, although I did computers by day, I danced at night. Yeah, that's right, danced, sorry. I was known by, my stage name was 007. So computers by day, exotic dancing at night. I'm sorry, that's just my story. I'm not proud of it. I look back and I think, oh my goodness, not a good thing to do in life. But anyway, we do make mistakes, and it's about making those mistakes and then changing them and making better decisions. But see, the problem is, and you'll see the course of my life, that how was I going to get this decision making? The way I grew up, I mean, I had hundreds of teachers, really, when you look back at my history, but we'll explain that. But let's go back to 1997. I had just got a condo. I was with a girl named Becky Richardson, and she was a great girl, very nice, very sweet girl. I would soon learn that there was very few girls that were nice like her in life. But anyway, so what happened was, let's see, what else was I doing during that time? I did computerization. I also was on the volunteer fire department. I ran 10 miles a day. I was working towards a sub-4. I had, at one point, I think I peaked at maybe, finally I got 200 pounds, 7% body fat. I mean, I was in all aspects at the top of my game, except that I probably wasn't going in the right direction all the time. Well, something was about ready to happen that was going to change absolutely everything. And I think Becky and I were visiting somewhere. We were out, I'm going to have to tell the story like it is. I think we were at an Amway convention, actually. And we come home, and what was about ready to take course was actually going to literally turn everything upside down. We go in the house, and we go up the stairs, and right then, Becky noticed a jewelry box gone. She said, "You moved my jewelry box." I thought, what are you talking about? So, and then she ran in the office and noticed the computers were gone. Well, during that time, there was a bit of a dispute with a client of ours. The arrangement was that he would pay in the increase of the money made. So part of the income was based on how much money we would profit the company. But what I didn't take into consideration is what happens if someone wanted out of that. Well, they might do something corrupt. Now, I'm not saying they did this, what was about ready to happen, but I'm just saying it was difficult. Anyway, so what happened was there was a burglary. We had a burglary in 1997, the fall of 1997, in a brand new condo. You know, things were looking up. I mean, things weren't perfect, but things were just starting to look up and positive, at least as career-wise. But then, what happened was, let's see, sorry, I have to hold it by hand, I know. Technical difficulties, sorry. So what happened was that this is the bizarre twist, and this is what would change everything. This was in Porter, Indiana, and I was very positive at the time, in a lot of ways, except being angry with the church. But other than that, I was pretty positive to the world anyway. And in fact, I got compliments like when I would go to the gym, "You're the most positive person I know." Well, that would soon change. What happened at that point is that I started being the target of investigation, which I soon would learn that this was a course that police would often take. Anyway, so the Valparaiso police, not the Porter police, the Valparaiso police come to my door finally and said they want more accurate information. So of course I would open up the door, graciously show them what I thought. Next thing I know, I'm getting handcuffs slapped on me, and I'm being taken to jail. Now, this was the first time in my adult life that I had ever been to jail, and I had put, when I was younger, there was some things happened, like prior to 16 and stuff, that were just juvenile things. But this was the first time, and it was crazy. So anyway, they hauled me off to Valparaiso. I volunteered to take a lie detector test and everything. But, and so, that's the burglary story. And there's events that happened after that changed everything. And that was a miserable encounter. But soon I would fight that. And because I know now it's because of my Asperger's, but when I failed the lie detector test, which I made it my target to prove that the company that made the system was wrong. And I was always getting off course that way. I'll have to return the story sometime, but I'm just giving you an overview of that. It's in 1997. I still never did find out who did the burglary, but you know what? What's interesting is the databases that were on that computer. There was a program called Sharkware, and later on, Maximizer bought out Sharkware. But come to find out, someone accessed those databases. So whoever stole the computers were interested in the data. That's the story of the burglary of 1997. I have a lot more to share about that, and that's just one. That's when things started to get pretty evil for me. So maybe I'll tell you a better story, a happy story next.